It's Advice Thursday. Hi, everybody. Are you excited? This week was Anything Goes. Anything Goes has an interesting meaning for me, which you will be finding more about soon. I hope you are enjoying your Thursday. I am back in the DC area because you know it's Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z tonight. I've never taken off any piece of clothing and thrown it on stage, but it may happen tonight. Very excited. And of course, all your questions. This week it was everything under the sun. And not just relationship questions, which I really enjoy because I like answering other ones. Like, for instance, from a step-parent, this step-parent writes to me, "Hey, Sarah, when should a step-parent get involved in disciplinary issues?" This is from my Aunt Sally. My Aunt Sally gave me the best advice ever about relationships for couples. Meaning, united we stand, divided we fall. Don't you love that? Okay, let that sink in. So as parents, united we stand, divided we fall. As a step parent, I think you've got to be on board with the actual parent. So it's not your kid. You have to consult with he or she, the biological parent first, and be united on what you're going to do for disciplinary actions. Otherwise, you're going to end up, the kids are going to end up hating you as a step parent. I know this. I had a stepfather. I have a stepfather. I always say it took me 10 years to love Andy, and now I really like him a lot, and we get along, but it's not easy. So I just want you to know that. Jackie wrote to me, "Sarah, I've been dating a guy for 5.5 years. There is no urgency until recently for us to get married on both of our accounts, but now I want to be engaged. In fact, I really want to be engaged so much, I'm having a hard time being happy for my friends. We talk about marriage, but it's always in the future when it happens, but he's very non-committal. Do you have any advice on being patient?" "Yeah, Jackie, I do." "Why the hell are you being patient?" "You should tell him." Girl, let me tell you, somebody who dated somebody for 5 years and then could not say yes to the ring, he knows. He either knows and you know. So you need to stand up and you need to set the rules. The power is all within you. I don't think you need to be patient at all. You have been. It's been 5 years. Tell him what you want. If he doesn't want to get engaged, it is a major sign for you to move on. Weight problems. Weight problems always break my heart. They're the ones that I can relate to the most. This is from a woman. She says, "I got my diabetes under control recently, Sarah, but by getting my diabetes under control, I've gained 100 pounds over the course. I have now been unable to lose the weight. I feel extremely fat. I hate myself. My husband doesn't show me any affection. I truly want to lose the weight. How can I start?" So, anonymous weight problem. Here's my advice do not wait. It's not about getting affection from your husband. You gaining the weight is a result of something emotional that's happening with you. Every time I gain weight, because my weight fluctuates high, low, all over, has for years. Like, I finally feel after 30 years, I'm getting control of it. It's all emotional, right? So you eat to cover up some emotion. You're stressed, you're overwhelmed. I'm sure you're taking care of kids, and you're worried about your relationship with your husband. Your relationship and your affection from your husband will come when you love yourself. I'm being very, very serious. It starts that simply. So there's so many great books on not dieting. And you know, I'm always a huge fan of Janine Roth, Women, Food, and God. I recommend it, hands down. It will change your life, and it's about starting to find out what's within. What's the other one? Reggie writes to me, and Reggie says, "Sarah, I have a female coworker. Does she have the hots for me? ? I'm married, but she only ever asks about my kids. She's always saying in the office, 'I love you.' Oh, Reggie. Oh, Reg. I just love you. She also gives me or wants me to give her bear hugs because, quote, I'm a fluffy guy. This woman's a smart woman. She went to a top 10 law school. What's the deal?" Reggie, I'm going to be honest with you. The deal is she is hoping that your wife gets run over by a bus. Honey, it's so obvious she wants you. You're not comfortable with it, but in your email you also told me that you are not like telling her no. You need to set some serious boundaries. If she comes up to you and goes, "Reg, can you give me a bear hug?" No, absolutely not. You need to take a stronger stance. I have all the faith in the world you're an amazing husband, but this one's throwing you off your game. And yes, she is secretly planning to kill your wife and be their stepmother. Okay, maybe not that extreme. Anyway. Liz goes, "Sarah, my best friend is now friends with the other woman. My husband had an affair with a woman 5 years ago. My best friend is friends with this woman, and she brings her around all the time to family events. Not only that, but my mother-in-law seems to be in cahoots with the two of them. In fact, I've told my friend not to bring around the other woman. She says that she's going to anyway because she's known the other woman longer than myself and my husband. And my mother-in-law agrees and says I'm being insecure. Now we don't speak, and every time we bring it up, I get really angry. What do you think? I actually think that your mother-in-law and your best friend have an interesting point, and that is I do think that you are having some serious insecurities. I agree with you that you don't want to sit down and break bread with this other woman that violated your marriage, but you've obviously forgiven your husband, so I think you need to really figure out, you've forgiven him, but you're not secure about him. You don't trust him, which I totally get, so that's why you don't want her around. But your mother-in-law and your best friend are bringing up some issues, and that is you are insecure about it. If you've forgiven him, I think you got to let it go, right? You've made the commitment to move forward. I'm not saying you need to hang out with her all the time, but if she's going to be a part of the family, I think that all of you should sit down and talk. Your hubby, the other woman, she knows it. Your best friend, have it out. It's going to be the best way to resolve the issue and move on, because you obviously love him if you're willing to stay with him. I like big powwows. It makes people, it gets them off guard. Also, let's see, what else? I love the parenting. I think we answered them all this week, actually. Reggie, we got to Liz. I think that was good. Brooke also is dating a guy with a substance abuse problem. She stopped drinking to support him, she says, but then she realized shortly after that she thinks that he's abusing alcohol. She broke off their relationship, and she says, Sarah, I normally, when we went out together, would not go out and drink, but now I want to go out, have some drinks, and come home tipsy. Is it fine? Am I a hypocrite for now wanting to do this, where I was telling my boyfriend he shouldn't? Or am I hanging on to old issues? Girl, you're hanging on to old issues. Go party and have some fun. You don't have a substance abuse problem. That's on him. It's his journey to find sobriety, and the truth is he should have a network of people, you included, and outside of you that support him. He obviously isn't doing that right now. So yeah, go have some drinks and have a good time. Live your life. Anything goes. Anything goes. I will see you tonight at Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z in Be More in Baltimore. And, of course, Advice Thursday. We'll probably have a theme next week, maybe, if we feel up to it. Anyway, sending you lots of love from Maryland. Love, love. See you next week. Bye.